hold, hold, hold. And again, you're looking differences side to side. So that was C5, C6, wrist here, hold there, hold, hold, hold. C6, hold, hold, hold. C7 is triceps. So arms back, good. Relax a little bit, hold there, and then pushy, pushy up. Good. Same thing on this side, bring it all the way down. Perfect, relax a little bit, hold there. C7, good. C8 is flexion fundus, so can you code your fingers for me? And relax a little bit, hold there. Good. And same thing on this one, hold there. So those are for the distal DIPs. And then T1 and Rasa, have your fingers out like this. Fingers between their web spaces, can you squeeze your fingers? Feeling differences side to side, and then hold there. And add the MCPs, don't let me push you in. Good. Good. And there's your neurological screen for myotomes. So, what's really cool about this is, say for spinal cord injuries, you can know which level the spinal cord injury grew to. It's part of an AGES scale, which you guys will get into with neuro. 2 means they can feel it, no problem, feel the same side to side. 1 means it's a little altered, they can't quite feel as much of your touch. And 0 is not at all feel you touch me at all. So with this one, you have to have skin-on-skin contact, you can't do it through close. You're going to have them close their eyes, and I'm going to tell them, I'm going to do a very light touch on your skin on both sides. Let me know if you feel them or if they feel different. Okay, so we're going to go from C3 all the way to T. So C3 on the side here of the neck. So you close your eyes. Does this feel the same as this? Yes. So it's very, very gentle. You're not pushing. You shouldn't cause skin movement. Okay. All right. C4 is the clavicle line. Is this? Feel the same as this? Yes. Good. C5 on the outside of the shoulder. This. Feel the same as this? Yes. C6, C7, C8 are on the hands. So C6 is the pads of the thumbs. Is this? Feel the same as this? Yes. C7 is the middle finger. This. Feel the same as this? Yes. C8 is the pinky finger. This. Feel the same as this? Yes. And T1 is the medial region of the forearm. Is this? Feel the same as this? Yes. Perfect. That's it. Cool. That's how you do that. Oh yes,
You have to do it one at a time, or can you do like both at the same time?
You do one at a time. One at a time. So for this one, you want to have them resting on you. Your thumb is going to go over their biceps tendon. Okay? So they're like this, nice and relaxed. You're not going to hold their elbow joint. You want to just relax it. That way you can do what it needs to do. Thumb over their biceps. You're going to hit it with the pointy part. Right on your thumb. And you do it a couple times, like 3 to 5 times. You guys see that? There. That's it. That's C5. You do it to this other side. Okay. C7, you're going to come from behind. Lift their arm here. Make sure their elbow is nice and relaxed. You're not going to hit them on their olecranon, that's not nice. Or the bursa, so go about an inch up, okay? And again, the pointy part. So that's breath, that's one. Same thing here. Okay. Good. None of you guys have this, do you? We're gonna go find that real quick. Sensation for that one is on the dorsal aspect between their thumb and their index finger. So just here again, light touch, having their eyes closed. But so go ahead and hold there. Is this? test or the okay test. So if you can see them do a perfect circle, what you're not wanting to see is their DIP joint be an extension. So you don't want it to look like that. So you make them do the okay, and you come in and gently try and pull her apart. So on this side. And if you see it starting to slacken, it's a little involved. Good. Sensation for that is the middle finger, so hands over, close eyes, and this, those things this. Perfect. Ulnar nerve is the MCP, abduction, adduction. So again, the interossei. So hold, 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 and then fingers between, squeeze. Good. Sensation for ulnar nerve is the pinky on the pad. This, those things this. Perfect. Cool. So what people would look like as far as distribution when it becomes to peripheral nerves is like this. So the palmar aspect, the inside here of the first two fingers, half of the fourth and half of the thumb. And on the for the median nerve, the back side is the first two fingers. So ulnar nerve is usually on the outside here, and then radial nerve is on the back. So even just hearing how people are describing this pain will already give you clues. So let's have you guys do the first one.
So Fuji, I'm just going to be assessing some of the structures in your hand and wrist. Please let me know if you're feeling like pain or discomfort with that.
That's good.
Great. All right, so you all are pretty good with radial styloid process. We'll start there as our starting point. If we go ahead and bring your thumb up towards the ceiling. So we know that's the anatomical snuff box here. Remember the tendons? So we got abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis right in there, right off of the radial styloid process. I can't feel anything there, right? So what I can do is ulnarly deviate him here, and now I feel the scaphoid bone push into my thumb. So right off radial styloid, I can feel just the end of it there, and then I feel the scaphoid push into my thumb. I can flip his palm towards the ceiling. So I still know where it is. I know it's right in that snuff box. I know that the scaphoid tubercle is going to be on the anterior side. So coming across through here, I can feel a bony protuberance right there. So you can actually, with one hand, you can grab onto both. And then I can ulnarly deviate him, and I feel the scaphoid pushing into my fingers there as I ulnarly deviate. Okay? All right, we'll come back to that snuff box. If we go more distal, we find the first metacarpal. So going all the way more proximal to the very end of it, we can find the base of the first metacarpal. If I come just slightly proximal, now I can't feel anything there as I come off of it. What I can do, so right there, what I can do is flex to the thumb, and now I feel the trapezium bone push into my thumb. So here I can't really feel anything right off the base, and then here I feel the trapezium. Just make sure you're not pushing through here, otherwise you're just flexing at the MCP. You want to actually flex the metacarpal, and you'll feel that. All right, go ahead and practice those. Third of the way towards the ulnar styloid process. So about a third of the way in line with the ulnar styloid process, and we'll find Lister's tubercle there. So if we do an imaginary line from Lister's all the way to the third MCP joint, that's where we're going to find the third metacarpal, the capitate, and lunate. So remember that there's a proximal row of carpal bones and a distal row. So we'll start by finding the proximal row first. So that'll be the lunate. So coming just off of the Lister's tubercle, I feel kind of like it kind of drops off a cliff there. I can't feel anything. So what I'm going to do is just bring him into slight flexion. And now I can feel the lunate push into my thumb. So Lister's tubercle just comes slightly off of it. I can still feel it like right at the end there. So I'm kind of in that divot. I feel lunate right there. Now, if I keep him in that position, slight flexion, if I come a little bit more distal, I come up to like another drop off. And so I can't feel anything right here. I'm going to bring him into more flexion. Now I can feel the capitate push into my thumb. And then we know that just distal to that is going to be the third metacarpal. So you can go across the third. You can come all the way to the base like right before the cliff, and you'll find like a little groove right there. So listers, then lunate, and then full flexion for the capitate, and then you can work your way up to the third metacarpal. We'll come right off of it, just distal, and that's where you have like your TFCC complex. We're not really going to palpate that, but we can come a little bit more distal. So right off of the TFCC, we can find the triquetrum. So I can grab onto it there. So off ulnar, I find a little gap right there, and then I find the bone here. So I can grab onto it there, and then I can radially deviate him, and it pushes into my fingers a little bit more. You just want to make sure you're not grabbing around the whole hand, because remember we have the pisoform on this side. So off the radial, or ulnar styloid, come across here, and the first bone you feel, that's going to be the triquetrum, and you can radially deviate to feel that a little bit better. So now we can turn the palm towards the ceiling, and this is going to be the most like medial proximal aspect of the hand. So right here, you're going to feel that first bony projection you feel is going to be the pisoform. So if you draw an imaginary line from the pisoform here all the way to the second metacarpal, you can bring your thumb in that angle. So from here to here, you can hook your IP joint of your thumb onto his pisoform and then come across, and then that's going to be the hook of the hamate. So you can press down a little bit and you'll feel like a little bony projection there. The more muscle bulk someone has in their hypothenar eminence, the harder it's going to be. But if you're digging around trying to find it, it's better to err on the side of like a little bit too far distal and work your way back. Because here we have the tunnel of guyon. So you have the ulnar nerve and ulnar artery coming across here. So you don't want to be digging into them right here. There'll be like numbness tingling there. So come across here, find the hook of the hamate, and then if you were to come just a little bit between hook of hamate and pisoform, that's going to be that tunnel of guyon. Okay, and then so we have the thenar eminence here. So we have abductor pollicis, flexor pollicis, and opponens pollicis, and then we also have the hypothenar eminence. So abductor digiti minimi, flexor, and opponens digiti minimi. All right. So go ahead. Oh, one more thing. So the second and third metacarpals, remember from lecture, they're going to be a little bit more immobile. So you can get a feel for how they move here. And then remember, like the first, fourth, and fifth, they're going to be a little bit more mobile. So you can move them around a little bit better, so you get an idea for rigidity or mobility of their hand. So go ahead and get a feel for that as well.